Good afternoon, this is Dan with Dan's Everything Outdoors, and in our last video right here you saw that me and Valerie, we went out and found and harvested Sulphur Shelf Mushroom, also known as chicken of the woods, and had a fun video talking about the different things we'd make with it, some soups and some chicken tacos, as well as some fried chicken. So it was a fun day. It was raining out that day. We went out and harvested it. So we brought it back to the house. Valerie had some other commitments today, couldn't join me for making the rest of that video, but I did go ahead, and that very same day I made Kentucky Fried Chicken of the Woods. So it was very good. It had the same texture as chicken, and it tastes almost identical to chicken with the slight mushroom aftertaste. And mine actually turned out just a little bit spicy, so if you're going to make yours, you might want to back off on that white pepper just a little bit. So today I'm going to show you myself making Kentucky Fried Chicken of the Woods. Hope you enjoy it. All right, now that we've got our chicken of the woods, also called Sulphur Shelf, we're going to and this is still a little bit damp, I'm just going to lay it out so it can dry out just a little bit. You know, saying even though it wasn't directly in the rain, it still is damp. I'm going to pre-mix this and then bring it out into the woods. So let's use the small one for putting all of our 11 herbs in, and then I'll mix another one up or I'll bring it out with me to do the dipping, the wet part. So I got a wet batter and a dry batter. So we'll start by adding 1 cup of flour, 1 teaspoon of salt, 3/4 teaspoon of thyme, 1/2 tablespoon of basil, 1 teaspoon oregano, 2 tablespoons paprika, 1/2 tablespoon of celery salt, 1/2 tablespoon of black pepper, 1/2 tablespoon of dry mustard. By the way, I only have a tablespoon, so I'm just guessing half of that. 1 tablespoon garlic salt, 1/2 tablespoon of ginger, and 1.5 tablespoons of white pepper. It mixed up really good. So it's 11 herbs and spices. Let's just put this into a baggie. I need a smaller bag, but this is easier to pour it into. Alright, let's seal that up. That'll be good. Good for the road. Alright, now let's do the wet batter. This part, I'm just going to add some milk in there. I want to say a cup of that. We're going to go with some lemon juice. So it'll act a little bit like buttermilk. I'm going to go with 2 eggs on this. Yep, kind of made a mess of that one. And we'll whisk this up. Get this all whisked up, and I'll put that in a small jar to take with me. There we go. And luckily it's a cold day, so we'll be fine with this in here until we get out there. We can mix it back up on the road. Hopefully it won't have a slight taste of dill pickle. Okay, let's pack up some of these. We are not going to need all of this, but let's grab a couple good slices, put in a bag. Probably more than enough for what I need today. I'll save the rest of that for the tacos that we're doing tonight. All right, let's load up my kit in here. Got my base kit. I'm bringing 2 pans with me. Put that in there. Let's put that pan in. Let's throw my stove in here. Do something a little bit different. This time I'm going to use charcoal in the bushcraft stove. And then we'll just have to put in our seasoning here that we got packed up. This pot here. I think it's going to fit there. My other cooking utensils, if I should need them. Throw these in. gloves and my cutting board. And then let's go ahead and zip that up. Buttermilk that I have ready to go, put that in the top. And we'll put our mushrooms top as well. And that's it. Let's pack off. Okay, let's get things set up. Along with some of my seasoning I normally carry with me, I have a small piece of fat wood. So I'm going to get some piece of that for the charcoal. We're using Kingford Edge, so it should light on its own. And then I might have to wait a while before I start cooking with it. So we'll just get some of this. I just want some slivers. Just pound this. I'll cut this up a little bit. Some matches. I call these matches, but I'll burn them just like that. There we go. That's fine. Now here, I'll cut some more slivers. We'll throw that in with the. That's good fatwood there. I think I got this from a pine tree that we cut down in the yard. I think it was amazing. It burned all night long. We were a little afraid to go to bed because it was this huge stump in the yard, and it seemed like it was just a jet flame shooting out of the ground where this thing was burning. That should be more than enough. You guys have seen me use the stove on prior episode. This is the Redcamp wood stove. I like it, but it's not a backpacking stove. I like it because it's simple and it's big enough to hold my larger pans. I think for our purpose today, we can actually close this door. And I kind of wish it had metal a little bit higher. I might make a crossbar up here on this, because when you put the pan on it, it tends to slow the fire down and smoke it when you're doing wood. I'll put this ash pan underneath. Just like that. And we'll put our charcoal in. I don't know how much of this I need. I thought I brought too much. Maybe I didn't bring enough. I've never done this before with charcoal, but I'm thinking it's going to be hot enough to get my oil to the right temperature. So let's just get this set up. Okay, before I light this, I'm going to cut up these pieces. What was nice about what we found this morning is it's so new and so clean. There's no dirt and no bugs on it. So I'm going to cut these up into chicken finger sized pieces. I think I'm just going to go with like maybe about that size right there. Some people say they don't cook this area out here. I think it seems pretty soft. I'm going to cook it. Now the center of that, cook that. So, got that prepped and ready to go. Break out my kit. And I think we'll do the striker today, since I'm using these small pieces of wood. All right. sure I grab those now. Actually, it looks like it's burning okay, so I don't need to worry about it. Let's put this away. That's burning pretty good. I guess this solo stove acts sort of like one of those things you put your charcoal in to get it started before you put it in your grill. So it's actually burning pretty quick. So we'll wait till it gets good, evenly gray and hot before we start warming up this oil. Ooh, that is burning hot. Now the trick is not letting the oil get too hot. All right, now we're just let our oil warm up. I'll start getting our dipping pan ready to go with our buttermilk sauce we made. I'll put our dry seasoning in here. I've never tried this recipe before, so we'll see how it works. I was kind of thinking about using it as like a shake and bake bag. Maybe that's not a bad idea. But I think I can do it here just as well. Well, I would never do this with any of my other stoves. They just don't have the base for this. You know, I've got some charcoal burning under there. This is kind of high. I got oil on there. I don't know if I'd want to do this with a smaller stove like my Bush box. Definitely not my small solo stove. But this one has a good enough base. The only challenge, I said, is not enough room for the flames to come up, but I'm not using flames today. I'm using charcoal. I'm not using wood, I mean, for flames. I'm using the charcoal for heat. But if I could raise it up just maybe a quarter inch, half inch, I could probably get better airflow through that. The oil's starting to get hot enough, so I think within a few minutes it's going to be ready. I'm going to put some of these pieces in what I'll call buttermilk, or wet batter. One more piece. Make sure it gets nice and covered up. Let that soak for a few minutes. I'm still not really confident it's hot as I want it to be. Set my pieces to the side, and then I'll double dip it. Shake it all over it. Pull it out with my dry hand. Set to the side. Get some more stuff in here. I use this paper bag as my napkin. Not sure if that looks like the way I want it to look or not. We'll just set that on there. Set that to the side. Now I'm going to do these other pieces here, and I'm going to double dip these. Leave them in the hot oil. Double dip. Do one more. Double dip this one. Put that in there. And then I'll get some more of these pieces in the wet batter so they can be soaking. There's a big chunk there. Get that down there. That's looking pretty good there. Let's pull a couple of these pieces off. Looks like they're getting done. Seems like whenever you go in the woods, you always forget something. I didn't bring any paper towel to put these on. Alright, so those are done. We'll let those cool down. And then let's do these. Dry batter on there. It's like my oil's getting a little bit too hot here. It's messy. I'm just going to go ahead and cook the rest of these up. Maybe I'll let you know how one of these tastes. This is the first batch. It's very hot still. So does it look like Kentucky Fried Chicken to you? See if I can break off a piece and it's quite delicious. I'm not thinking this piece tastes, because maybe it's not a thick piece, doesn't taste like chicken. That piece does. But that is extremely good. Oh, that's good. These are second ones coming off. So I'm hoping we're out of place to put this stuff. These will turn out just a little bit more flaky. I'm not sure what to do with this stuff. Let me put it on this rag. Oh, here we go, here we go. Glaze on that. Well, I'll say that for my taste, I think it has a little bit too much pepper on it. Does it taste just like Kentucky Fried Chicken? No. Pretty close. And very, very good. Alright, so I'm going to finish cooking up the rest of these and just sit here and eat them. This is Kentucky Fried Chicken of the Woods. And it's pretty good. It's Kentucky Fried Chicken of the Woods, all right. Wow. And this is, wow, I'm so surprised at how good this tastes. 11 herbs, seasons, fried up. Double battered, and just a little on the spicy side. So that's it. That's Kentucky Fried Chicken of the Woods. Go ahead and try this. If you ever run across this sulphur shelf mushroom in the woods, bring some home with you, especially if it's fresh like this. And you can pretty much make chicken nuggets with it. You can make taco with it. Anything you can make chicken with, you can make it with this. We're going to dry some out. We're going to use it for soups. And I'm going to also try it with tacos, maybe tonight. And I'm even going to try to grill it on the grill the same as I'd grill grilled chicken. So it's excellent. I'll have one last look at this. So thank you. This is Dan with Dan's Everything Outdoors. Thank you for joining. Please remember to like and subscribe. Hey, leave some comments. If you watch this video, go ahead, please click that like. And if you have any comments to make, any suggestions, let me know and appreciate it. Thank you and have a great day. Get out there and enjoy the outdoors.